Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Everybody, and welcome to another Sports
podcast.
I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us as always is the sports outsider, Phil Ranta.
Joel's got a loud voice day.
Hey,
He's having a real
pull
loud
it back.
voice
Pull
day.
it back.
I'm going to move the microphone back a little bit.
Okay, yo.
How are we now?
You're
How are we
big.
now?
No, now it's too quiet.
Now it's too
Get
quiet?
right up in there. Just stop screaming. You're hurting everybody's ears at home.
Hey,
Yeah?
you cannot hope to record Joel. You can only hope to contain him.
Well, I want to contain you inside of an airless bag so you choke to death.
All right.
Not the first time you've said that to me.
I know,
Phil.
right? I know. It's kind of a catchphrase of mine. Yes. I want to put a plastic bag over Joel's head and strangle him to death. And everyone says that part along with me.
Yeah, and then a lot of people are just like, who's Joel?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I tour with my stand-up set, and that's always my opener. And people are like, I'm confused.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Yeah.
Now, the people who know Joel are just like, ha!
Yep, I agree.
I want to
Classic.
strangle him too.
Joel's parents are at the show.
Yeah.
We tried the plastic bag. It didn't work.
Oh, good stuff.
Hey, Phil, catching the games this week?
No.
Tech Mobile. Update, watch update.
Tech Mobile Update Watch Update brought to you by
Fabrice, I'm about to lose my job.
That's right. It is.
This is the final Tech Mobile update.
Dun,
watch
dun,
update.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. I was trying to come
You
up
came
with
in with so much energy.
it
and
sounded
I
like
thought it would
Farrah
lead to
Shaka.
something. I thought your massive energy at the
led to
beginning
my
was
awesome Super Bowl song.
You went off key, and then you panicked.
No.
You're like the person on American Idol auditions who starts crying before the song's even done.
1992 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? Because the 1991 season.
Technically, I would guess that's correct.
Yeah, you're playing it in 1992.
The 1991 49ers against
the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
Featuring their star of their team, QB Bills.
That would be Jim Kelly.
He did not license his name to the game, just came up as
You are correct.
QB Bills.
That's probably how it went. But Jim Kelly and Thurman
Very
Thomas
good
would have been on that.
quarterback.
Also, and I believe this is accurate. Did the Bills go to the Super Bowl then? Was this part of their
Yeah.
4 consecutive Super
I
Bowls?
want to say it was 89, 90, 91, and 92.
Very good team.
Yeah.
Exceptionally good team. They throw the ball, even if I had 4 people defending the guy, they would catch it. Oh,
Whoa.
and boy, would they run.
They had some great receivers.
They did.
You
Andre
sound like a
Reed?
longshoreman who's telling tales of fish. Like, they would catch the ball.
Boy, did
and,
that ball run.
Oh.
It was a
James
1 foot long
Lofton,
ball.
correct? I think James Lofton was on that team.
Could have been. The end of the half. The end of the first half. Score was 7-7.
Ooh, a tight one.
All tied up. Who was the halftime show?
The halftime show, they show you a special halftime show. Hold on. I'm going to
Ooh.
pull up the name of it because I forget often. I pulled it up on my computer screen to make sure I didn't make a mistake. But the halftime show is like animated kind of in the style of the actual game.
was it
is
Madonna?
called
Was it Michael
The
Jackson?
Mighty Bomb Jacks. And they play a special little song that includes the sound drops from the actual game where they're like, hut, 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 and it's like built into the song that they're doing. And there are 3 people who can also fly. They fly through the air. Everyone go to youtube.com and search for the Mighty Bomb Jack Tecmo Super Bowl. You can watch the whole show there. It's truly great.
Oh, wow. Okay, so,
We're gonna have
but
to.
during this time, you, of course, not watching the show, giving a pep talk to your team.
I watched the entire Mighty Bomb Jack show,
Oh.
and boy, was it great. Ignored the team completely. 7-7, I've said, sorry, team, I got to go watch the Bomb Jacks. They're flying humans.
How do you know they weren't on strings? It was part of the production.
Oh, they look like that little jetpacks and wingsuits. So after this, we're going to watch the Mighty Bomb Jack show. You guys will get it. It's really special. It's a sight to behold. So going into the second half, 7-7. They were kicking to me. On the return, fumbled it.
What?
Oh.
They had the ball.
Turnover. Big games often decided by turnovers.
That's true.
They made a couple passes. People were guarded. Still completed it. Kicked a field goal. They were up 10-7.
Have you trailed all season?
The one game where I went into overtime.
Yeah, he had to tie it up. He had to score at the end.
So it was
The 91 49ers not accustomed to playing from behind.
no.
Suddenly at a position that they're not familiar with.
All of a sudden, they, in a rare move, they called the coach into the huddle. They said, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice were there, and they're like, "What's up, coach? You're watching the Mighty Bomb Jack show. We needed those words of encouragement." And I went, "God, I'm sorry." And then Joe Montana, he pushed everyone aside and pulled me aside and said, "You know what? Clearly passing's not running or working. You gotta let me run that ball, coach.
It's true. Joe
It's
Montana.
true.
Gotta let me run
Clearly,
that ball.
passing is not running.
Passing's not gonna work."
Wiser
but I
words
know
have never been spoken.
they said that I'm the keystone to this
franchise.
team. You need to give me the ball so I can run it. What I do best, run that ball.
Joe Montana always known.
And I
as
said,
one of the
"Okay,
great
Joe
scramblers."
Montana." So the very next, they kicked it off to me. I ran pretty far. My kickoff return guy, I made it to like the 20-yard line. Gave Joe Montana the rock, and he ran it all the way in for a touchdown.
Hey!
Oh.
Yeah. Very next play, I held him, and they had to punt to me. Made it back a little ways, did a couple little passes, little runs, gave Joe Montana the ball, ran it right in there. I was up 21-10, and I held for the end to win the Super Bowl.
Bum 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 bum
I just sang
bum
the
bum
Punch-Out
bum
songs.
bum.
It's a victory.
Super Bowl.
Time to trail off, Joel. Time to trail off.
And
I won, and they had a little
congratulations,
animation. They
Coach.
showed the credits. They showed all the team members on my team. They showed their little names.
You got the trophy, the Vince Lombardi trophy?
Got the Vince Lombardi trophy, and I got to walk around with it, and they cheered for the 49ers and brought it home for San Francisco.
You have a ticker-
Congratulations,
you have a
Coach.
ticker tape
Hell of a
parade?
season.
I have a very big announcement in conjunction with that, though.
What's that?
As you know, Sports hosts all their content also on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/comedypodnet.
Yep.
I've had so many people saying, "We want to see you play with another team, the 49ers. Oh, I don't know if I can get behind it." I'm going to play a season with your very own Detroit Lions.
Hey.
With video game commentary and game capture, and put it all up on our YouTube site.
There you have it.
So we're not going to
folks.
necessarily do recaps on this show. We're retiring the segment for now. But what we are going to do is host it all, so you can go to youtube.com/comedypodnet, subscribe, check out all the other great sports
I
content
love
there.
this idea.
Yep.
And make sure to leave lots of comments
Lots of comments.
criticizing Phil's manhood while you're
Yep.
watching.
Let me know how I play. Let me know. 1991 Lions has Barry Sanders.
It does.
We got to see Big Barry
Greatest
Sanders
athlete
coming
of all
back.
time. He
with
was
me
not
commenting.
particularly large, actually. He was kind of
Big
short.
Barry, as they called him.
He was a smallish man.
Yep, they called him Big Barry Sanders. You get to see me and Big
not-
Barry
not true.
with me commenting on all of my football knowledge, and you can come and interact and let us know what you think of the
Yeah.
Sports podcast and my gameplay.
Bigger news, though, the tiny digital 72 Dolphins deeply disappointed.
Deeply disappointed.
That champagne was on ice all season, and then until it was dumped over the head of Joe Montana and Jerry Rice after the end of their perfect 19-0 season.
Pretty outstanding.
I
All right,
win.
Outstanding.
I won.
Tecmo Bowl. Update, watch, update.
Tecmo Bowl update, watch update, brought to you by
Febreze.
We
Oh
knew it had to end that way.
Yeah.
It couldn't have ended any other
Did
way.
he kill himself?
Yes, he
Here's the
absolutely
thing,
did.
It sounded like he put his mouth around a gun.
It
and,
did.
oh my god.
Because he did.
the Febreze drop guy. I don't think we're going out on a limb by saying deeply disturbed.
He's never
Mentally
going to work in
unstable.
this town
Mentally
again.
Well, no, because he's dead.
Yeah.
People with holes in their head, very hard time to work.
Yeah.
But I think we all saw this coming. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotions that guy was on
Yeah.
the entire segment. So I suppose we should be more emotional about a man losing his life, but it comes as no shock.
I'm so jaded by the commercialism of this podcast.
True. It's true.
That, You win some, you lose some. You make some props.
I feel-
you kill some people. I don't know.
You know what? As a special memorial at the end of this episode, right after we finish everything else, I'm going to do a compilation of some of the Febreze drops so
Oh,
that
that
we
would be-
remember. I'm
that
going to do a
would
little in
be really
memoriam.
The pace this is going, that'll be at minute 55.
Right, exactly.
You will find that compilation of the Febreze.
So make sure to listen all the way to the end of the episode because there's going to
Yeah.
be a little in memoriam.
Yeah. Well, let's move it along then.
Yes.
What do we got in the podcast this week?
Oh, we got news.
News.
We have an interview with Jim Miller, a golf announcer on NBC about the U.S. Open.
Wow,
yeah,
that'll
US
be a
Open was
barrel
this
of
weekend.
monkeys.
Well, you don't have to be here for that. If that's going to be your attitude.
I don't
First
like
ever
golf announcers. They're
Englishman
boring.
to you're gonna go get burritos.
Yeah. And then we also have our hockey analyst to talk some Stanley
Yeah,
Cup Finals.
Gaynier.
Gaynier.
Yeah, Guy Gagné, I like him.
We got a weird sport.
You're goddamn right we do.
On to news.
Boom.
News on the Sports Podcast with Jordan, Joel, and Phil.
News.
All right.
Raw sewage back up at Oakland Coliseum.
Hey.
I love the conflicting reactions. We had an ooh and a yay.
Hey,
at the same-
by that, do they mean the Raiders for the last decade?
Oh! And for once, the pile of shit didn't later get turned into their hot dogs. Right? Because hot dogs taste like poop.
Topical.
Pretty good, Phil. Pretty good.
During a recent series between the Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics, both the Athletics and the visitors' clubhouse backed up with raw sewage getting as high as a foot deep in some places.
Whoa!
Which caused some Seattle Mariners to say, "What is this? A backup of the lateral service pipe between the stadium and the city main?"
Oh!
They regrouped and tried again. I mean, what is this, Cleveland?
Oh!
A's ownership defended the plumbing renovation, which was done by budget contractor Tim the Toolman Taylor. Said A's ownership, "We were promised more power and grunts or something." To remedy the situation, both teams shared the Oakland Raiders locker room, which just made everyone feel like a loser.
Right. They're probably like, look at how small the penises of the other team are. No, our penises are small. Your penises are small. And so forth.
This is the ugly side of Moneyball. An owner is a cheap-ass jerk forcing his teams to use outdated and shit-filled showers. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill knee-deep in bloopers.
Uh-oh.
As a result, the umpires and Seattle manager Eric Wedge and most of the Mariners did not shower after the game. But even if they did wash, the Mariners would still stink.
There it is. Ooh.
Make sure everyone finds out about the sewage thing. We need a new stadium, said A's pitcher A.J. Griffith. Just don't tell anyone I allowed 4 earned runs to the Mariners.
It's not good.
No.
The Mariners are pretty bad.
I believe it after hearing that.
Toughest soccer player ever discovered in Sarajevo suburb.
Oh.
Really?
The toughest
There's
soccer
a
player
tough
ever.
one, huh?
Did he play through a hangnail?
Oh, that would make him tough as comparative.
We had that flopping expert on. We could actually, this would be an interesting to hear his take
Did he
on
go
this.
out there even though his part wasn't right? Is that
Amateur goalie. The Sports podcast does not recognize the term keeper.
yes?
Yep.
Dusko Kurtalika?
Kurtalika! Wheelie, 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 wheelie. Hey, guys, you've gone to the Kurtalika concert? Enter light with the curtains. Exit light because they left the curtains open. Curtain-talika! Wheelie, wheelie, wheelie.
This story has been stalled.
Did I derail things? I apologize.
Tell us
That
about
was from their tour of Bosnia-Herzegovina. How do you pronounce it? Herzegovina. Okay, so it was a Bosnian guy. They were playing in a tournament in the Sarajevo suburb of... I can try that one. When he complained...
Where's the suburb?
It's in Boljakov Potok.
Boljakov Potok.
We're Poljakov Cold Talk.
A Metallica tribute band.
Boljakova.
So this guy, the goalie, complained of a headache.
Yeah.
He assumed it was because he had recently hit his head on a post while making a save.
Yeah.
So he ignored the pain and carried on playing. However, the 51-year-old then complained of a stiff arm and had difficulty speaking. He was driven to a local hospital where doctors were shocked to see a 9mm bullet was clearly lodged in his skull.
Holy shit!
A 9mm bullet? And he was like, "Oh, I've got a headache."
He played most of the game.
Somebody shot him in the head?
He was transferred to surgery. The bullet was removed, and he's now in stable condition.
Who shot him?
His team, not so much. They lost. I'm getting to it, Joel.
Okay.
Don't worry. The police are on it.
Yeah.
Phew.
They respect law and order in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Yeah.
Recently.
So there's a lot of questions here. Joel's still the big one. How do you not feel getting shot in the fucking head?
Right.
Who shoots an old man playing soccer in the fucking head?
Well, anybody driving by really could have felt the compulsion to shoot any soccer player.
And a punchline courtesy of my father. How come no one had the decency to shoot me in the fucking head at one of your sister's soccer games? But Joel, your question, who shot this guy?
Yeah, who done it?
Well, there were many weddings in the area that
Oh,
day.
it's the butler.
Best way to celebrate the union of two individuals?
Bullets.
Fire a gun
in
into the air.
Firing a gun into the air. A 42-year-old named Sane Lagata was subsequently arrested and his pistol was seized.
Wow.
A further 12 shells were found near the soccer field, suggesting it was very lucky no one else was injured.
Wow.
Kurtalika only allowed 1 goal during his time in the net.
Holy shit.
Toughest soccer player ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Easily. By a long shot. No question.
God, I need to sit through a football game like I need to get a hole in my head.
Nailed it. All right. Now we have to welcome to the show a golf announcer for the National Broadcasting Company, NBC, Jim Miller.
Hey, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here today. It's balmy 75 degrees out right now. The wind velocity's at about 5 miles per hour north-northwest.
It's very nice in Los Angeles today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And it's great to have you here. You were just at the U.S. Open.
Oh, I had a wonderful time at the U.S. Open. It was a great competition this year.
All right. Yeah. Well, we obviously want to jump right into things.
Yeah.
First Englishman ever to win the U.S. Open, Justin Rose.
Incorrect. In 40 years.
In 40 years. That's what I meant to say.
First Briton
Who
to win the U.S.
remembers
Open in 40 years. He's the first Englishman to win a major since Nick Faldo won the 1996 Masters.
Yep. And Phil Mickelson finishes in second again.
I'm sorry, guys. Can we just not talk about this right now?
Oh,
Jim, you're a
Jim,
golf
that's kind
announcer.
of what we had you on for.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just having a really rough time right now.
Oh, you sound okay.
No, it's a rough time in my life. So.
Oh, okay. Well, what's been going on?
You don't mind if we talk about me for a second?
Yeah, sure, Jim. Let's go for it.
no.
I mean, you sound calm. You sound collected.
Well, my wife just left me for my younger brother.
Oh my
wow. Wow. God, Jim, that's...
No, I would cry, but I had my tear ducts removed so I could better see the fairways.
That seems like a rash decision in hindsight, obviously. But wow, I mean,
It's nice when the wind is coming southwest, and that's the way that our booth faces. And regularly, my eyes would tear up, but instead, I can see quite clearly.
The weather was rainy and wet at Marion Golf Club. Did that help?
Well, it certainly did match my feelings at the time.
That's terrible news about. With your younger brother. I can't. That must be really hard. What you're going through.
No, that was the best news that I got during the week.
Oh,
That was the best news?
I was just
dear.
telling you that as an aside, as like the start of a story.
What so
kind
more
of like,
bad news?
oh man, parking was hard to find outside, and now here's my story. My 15-year-old daughter was just impregnated by Justin Bieber in the dressing room of my most recent Staples Center show.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow, that's pretty terrible. Of all the people to impregnate your daughter, Justin Bieber would
It was very rough.
be the worst.
It was very rough.
Wow, I'm really. That's terrible. That's awful.
You want to talk
So
about
young.
rough is Phil Mickelson came in second, his second Masters, second place in the U.S. Open, or sixth, and it was on his birthday that he lost. That's pretty rough.
Can we not talk about that fucktard right now?
Yeah, great
Can we
segue,
just-
Jordan.
Can we just ignore news
It's a
of that?
sports.
I
fucking
understand
fucktard?
Jim's
Okay, I'm
going
sorry,
through
I'm
something.
I was just
I'm
hoping we could ignore the fucktard for just a little while.
Okay, yeah, no, it's
Because of him being a fucktard, and I have really difficult things going on in my
Did
life.
Phil Mickelson also bang your wife?
No, my son just decided to play soccer
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, I tried to slap him right across the face, and I went, I'm furious at you. I'm so mad. And then I tried to slap him across the face, and I missed because soccer players are wily.
They are.
They are fairly wily, yeah. Well, that's got to be the last of the bad news.
I have syphilis.
Wow.
I don't know how I got syphilis. It's been 14 months since my wife had sex with me.
Oh.
And now she left.
Yeah.
Left, like how Mickelson pulled an 8-footer on the 16th to the left.
Seriously, Jordan?
Are you still talking about fucktard?
I mean, well, it's the
Please don't
US
talk about
Open.
that
It's the
fucktard.
113. Okay,
My
sorry.
family dog got rabies and bit me, and I had to put him down.
That's awful, yeah.
My son named it Old Yeller because it was the same breed as the dog in the movie, and that did not make it any easier.
Old Yeller is but I mean, for it to be real, and you're actually having to put your dog down, and I guess now you have to get a rabies shot and everything.
Oh, I have not had the money and or time to get a rabies shot. That's probably why I sound a little worried.
I believe it's rabies shots.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like one. It's like a.
Oh, I'm deathly afraid of needles, so I don't see myself going in for one of those anytime
What is
soon.
worse, syphilis or rabies? That's not a question a lot of people are going to be able to answer. At least you'll have a unique perspective on that.
Well, according to WebMD, the two diseases are going to combine to make syphirabies. I'm going to be foaming out of the tip of my penis.
I'm going to be honest, though.
It's going to want to bite
Jim,
things.
you
When you say that,
appear to be doing really well with this. I mean, you don't appear that upset.
I'm a broken man inside.
Oh, okay. I guess, thanks for coming on. Is there anything else?
My parents were driving to see Man of Steel when my father swerved unexpectedly. The car struck a bus filled with orphans on the way to a mass adoption ceremony where they were finally going to have loving families. And then both vehicles went off the bridge that they were on. Everyone was killed save one nun who swam to safety and reported to a local news crew that my mother was giving my father head and distracting him when it happened.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's the saddest, most horrible thing I've ever heard. You had to find out about your dad dying while your mom was giving him roadhead?
The penis apparently went through the back of my
Oh,
mom's
okay.
head.
Okay. No, that was not.
Jim.
I feel like we're best friends. Now we're best
okay,
friends.
well,
We've shared with each other.
God, look at the time, Jim.
Yeah.
Phil is going to be back
We
with those
should hang
burritos
out.
any second
I know
now.
how to party. Do you guys like electronic music?
Yeah,
really.
really.
I think we're
I think we're going to be
working
going.
late
We were kind of hoping to
mostly.
talk about golf, and obviously you've got a lot of stuff.
You got a lot.
to
You know what?
work
You
with.
should probably take some time off. Maybe just
Yeah.
have a vacation, and maybe we'll never see you again.
I stubbed my toe really hard.
Because it doesn't sound like it, Jim.
I just now, just this moment.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
All right, welcome back, Phil.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Joel is chowing down on his burrito. Couldn't wait.
Yeah, what a
Could
fat
not
piece
wait.
of shit.
But right now we have in the studio our hockey analyst Guy Gaynier to talk some Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hello, Jordan. Hello, Phil.
Hey, how's it going, Gigan? Yeah.
How are you doing? Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
it's
hard to
exciting.
understand you. I love it.
You know, we got two original six teams: the Chicago
oui, oui.
Blackhawks and the Boston Bruins.
Oui.
And there was some controversy earlier this week.
Oh, yes, it's terrible.
It's très terrible.
Très terrible.
But it's the Chicago fans made a shirt that said "Chicago Stronger."
Oh, oui.
Kind of in reference to the rallying cry in the sports teams that referenced the Boston Massacre.
Oui.
I'm sorry, Marathon.
Yeah.
Boston Strong. And so I just want to just kind of push that all aside and just get to the hockey.
Yeah.
We could not agree more, Jordan. I think it is très terrible that they are finding
Three
such
terribles? That's a lot of terribles.
No, it's very
très
terrible.
Oh, I thought Trace
Very.
was 3.
No, it's trois in French.
Oh, I see. I do not know French.
Now is a time for us to spend a little time away from the terrible tragedy
Right,
that
right.
struck the people of Boston, and now we can just stay focused on the hockey.
Yeah.
At least for the rest of this week.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is what I want to do, so let's try not to drum up these terrible old feelings.
I agree. I do not
couldn't
like.
agree.
I do not like hearing about bad things.
So how do you see
we-
this series
we-
going?
Oh, well, so far so good. First 2 games, both overtime games.
Whoa.
Triple overtime for the first one.
Oh, it went on. I was watching
and the
it.
double overtime in the second one. Oh, it was really long games. This series appears to be a real marathon. Oh, zoot.
geez.
Terrible.
Don't mention the marathon.
Oh, I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry.
No, it's fine.
it's okay.
Just
To all
let's
the
move
listeners
on.
at home,
No,
let's
move
just
on,
keep
move on,
going.
move on, move
Okay,
on.
okay,
The
we
games
will
have been
move
long.
on.
They've been going to overtime.
Yeah.
Yes,
we get it.
and what you have to understand is that these overtime games can go on indefinitely. They can keep going and going until someone scores a goal. These are protracted standoffs that cannot end in a shootout.
Oh, don't say.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
Zoot allures. Oh, sacre bleu.
That's awful.
That's another one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I
No,
did not
that's
mean
terrible.
to.
No,
No,
it's
just
true
God.
hockey in the playoffs. It's sudden death OT. They don't do a shootout like in the regular
Yeah.
season.
A simple turn of phrase used in an incorrect place. I am sorry.
we know that it was a mistake. Just go on.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but what you have to understand is at this stage, hockey is all about the desire.
Right, it's a very
The
long play.
desire, the passion of the players. If you want to win, you have to be willing to give an arm and a leg.
Oh,
no!
Just-
Oh, tres terrible! Oh, this is that. Oh, zoot!
I'm so ashamed to
Zoot.
be in the room with you right now.
Oh, I
Come on,
cannot
keep it
believe I said
together.
that.
These teams are fighting. They both have been in
I
a
know,
7-game
I
series.
know. I guess I
They've
don't
made
mean
the
to
stand.
say these
Keep
things.
to the hockey.
Let's
I'm
get back.
trying. I'm trying. It's just I'm so excited by the series this time of year. The playoffs, they are so intense. They're desperately intense. It's like being in a pressure cooker. Oh,
No,
Zoot!
don't.
Zoot!
Why? No.
Zoot!
Don't
You
bring
can't
up.
be
Sacre
serious.
bleu.
You cannot be.
Oh.
These don't even feel like mistakes anymore. These feel like you're meaning to say it at this
I
point.
promise you.
I
Phil.
think you're
he-
just
he
being a
takes
jerk.
hockey very
You're being that
seriously.
classic French asshole that everybody talks
He's
about.
French Canadian. I'll have you
Yeah,
know.
still asshole. Stop saying horribly offensive
Felipe,
things.
I have no intention to say these things. I come on
Then
the
stop
Sports
saying
podcast,
them.
and I mean so much. Oh, I am so
Phil,
sorry.
be nice to our guest.
No.
I'm
he's the
going
one being a
I'm
jerk.
going to try and continue without any more little boo-boos like that.
Okay.
Okay. What you have to remember though is that many of these players aren't from America.
No,
And
it's-
as terrible as everything is happening, it's these immigrants are just here to commit acts of violence. Oh,
Why
Zoot!
would you
What?
say that?
Why wouldn't
That
you
is
say
so
score a
loosely
goal?
connected to
Oh.
hockey. That wasn't even really that relevant.
No, but you have to understand in hockey, like in life, Russians are always doing terrible things that make people very mad.
No one.
No one asked you about
Oh,
Nobody
shit.
even said there's Canadians that play hockey too in America. Why single out the?
I am so sorry.
No, I don't think you are sorry, Guy.
No, you have to
I
understand.
think that you're having a big laugh right now. It feels
No,
like you're having
listen.
a big old laugh.
100% promise. I make no more references that will be to the marathon.
If you
or the
make one
tragedy
more, I'm
there.
gonna knock out the rest
It's
of your teeth.
The exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to focus on the
Right.
positive and the hockey and not the past horrible things, horrible things.
Fine, then don't.
Okay, we just move on and not think of past horrible things. It should be noted that when the Black Hawks stay in Boston, their hotel is very far from the garden. And they have to take a long time to get there, and so they've begun to wildly protest this troubling busing situation in Boston.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
Zoot!
Come
Zoot!
on.
That wasn't the marathon, but it's another terrible instance in...
The busing, desegregation riots in Boston.
Oh God, I didn't even catch that. You're a jerk.
Oh, my.
Why would you? You caught that before I caught that.
I
you
know,
jerk.
I know. That's why I'm telling you, it's not on purpose. Look,
That's just, he meant commuting from the
I
hotel
know,
to
yes.
the garden.
All I
Yeah.
want to say is that it's a brilliant time to watch hockey. These two teams are going at it. They are fighting to win. It's like Bunker Hill.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, why would you say
could've-
that?
I could have said any battle. I don't know
You
why.
could've said any battle.
Except one that took. Oh, this is
Look.
really disappointing, Guy.
Are you sure you want to keep talking? Because
Yes,
I
I
feel
just-
like
I have-
Can you give us some analysis? Like,
yeah,
about
just give
the
us something
players?
about the game.
Just one. Okay, so fine. The Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
They are a very old team. Okay, they're
Right.
struggling. They have
okay.
very old legs, and they need fresh ones out there. Even though they are winning, the next few games could be decided by how fresh Boston stays. I mean, they're like slow as in the molasses in January. Unless you're talking about the tank of molasses that exploded in January 15th, 1919. It traveled 35 miles an hour and killed 21 and injured another 150 Bostonians.
Why? That's so specific. That's so specific.
You're
Why?
clearly referencing a tragedy now, the Boston molasses disaster.
I haven't even heard of that until you explained it. That's terrible.
I
Why
know.
are you doing this?
I know. I feel so terrible.
Did you study every terrible
Did
thing
you?
that ever
I mean,
happened
this
in
is
Boston?
horrible.
Sútalos.
I mean, Boston is doing well in this series, but this is just horribly offensive to
I
Boston.
know. I feel so bad. I do not mean to make any of these references.
Then
Look.
you should sign off.
Can you tell us
pretty
something
soon.
maybe about the
okay,
Blackhawks?
Yeah, say
why don't we
something.
talk about Chicago? Here's the thing. They won 3 straight after being down 3-1.
Yeah, keep it positive. Good. Keep it
Coming
positive.
into this series, Chicago was on fire.
Jeez.
Oh, Zoot! Oh, the great Chicago Fire, holy
Get
cow!
the fuck out of here.
I am so sorry.
You
Please.
get
off
the
his mic.
fuck
Get
out
off
of
his
here.
mic. Get him out.
Oh, sacre bleu.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Weird Sports.
Sock it to me.
Socking it to you. This week's Weird Sport, ear pull.
I bought in.
Ear pull.
Say no more.
Sounds very similar to shin kicking, just a different part of the
Ear
body.
pull. EAR space PULL ear pull.
I don't think the spelling of the name was ever an issue.
Well, you will when you hear this. The ear pull is a traditional Inuit game. That's right. We talking Eskimos, y'all.
Actually, Eskimos and Inuits are different.
Are they?
Totally different.
I thought they were the
Kind
same.
of culturally insensitive. in your
Pretty
part.
sure they're the same thing.
Nope.
The ear pull is a traditional Inuit game which tests the competitor's ability to endure pain.
Well, does it also test your strength at pulling ears?
No.
No?
No, it's about the pain.
Here's the thing. I feel like the Inuits were looking around their lives and going, hey, you know what we don't have anywhere else in our lives is a way to test who can endure pain.
Right. They're like, hey, we're a bunch of Eskimos, right? Us Inuits.
Inuits.
We're a bunch of Eskimos. It's very cold
Not
living in our
Eskimos.
igloos, clubbing baby seals.
Yeah.
We need to find some way to test how much pain we can put up
Other
with.
than daily life as an Inuit, I
Well,
imagine,
maybe it's
because
they're all
frigid
such
cold.
badasses
They
that
really
it's
gotta-
hard to
yeah.
differentiate.
Right.
And the only thing that could possibly differentiate one badass Inuit from another badass Inuit is how much ear pain they can endure.
Right. They're like, we only have one black leather jacket, one motorcycle, and one white T-shirt with a pack of cigarettes rolled up in it. Who gets it? We decide with ear pulling.
Let's keep in mind, these are people who can, like...
Second place, a comb.
Right.
Yeah.
Third place, you're fired. Fourth place, you're fired. Alec Baldwin, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, Glenn Earpull.
Keep in mind, these are people who can, like, kill a whale and bring it to shore from a canoe.
Right.
Like, these are
In
badass
ice water.
people. Yeah, in
Yeah.
ice water.
And they're very wee.
What?
Yeah.
They're wee as a people.
Oh, they're smaller.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't understand why you didn't understand that.
You said we. I was just confused. I thought you were using the plural pronoun.
Nope.
I
They're
thought you were
very
saying yes
wee.
in French.
The ear pull. Two competitors sit facing each other, their legs straddled and interlocked.
This sounds like scissoring. I've seen
well,
this
here's
before.
the thing: if you're an Inuit and you're looking for Inuit internet porn,
Yeah.
and this is erotic fiction, and it starts like this, could go either way at this point. Could be talking about ear pulling, could be Inuit erotica porn.
Yeah, it's a lot like sex with me. You're facing each other awkwardly. There's a whole lot of pain involved on both sides. A 2-foot long loop of string, similar to a thick, which is like kind of like wax dental floss, is looped behind their ears, connecting right ear to right ear and left to left. So you
Okay.
got like a loop of like dental floss around each of their ears, kind of like a gear, like bicycle gears.
And it's all the same all the same string, right?
Yep, same string, same tension looped around their ears. The competitors then pull upon the opposing ear using their own ear until the cord comes free or one player quits from the pain.
So wait, do
taps out.
I pull on my own ear?
No,
I pull on his ear.
You pull on your ear with your ear.
Yeah,
You
the
move
ears
your
are
head
tied
back
to
in
each
your
other.
ear.
Oh.
And then you're both kind of,
Right. So as you're causing them pain, you're also causing yourself pain.
And so wait, and the two ways to win. One, a player gives up, or two, the string comes free.
If the string comes free, you keep going.
But if the string comes free, doesn't the ear come
play.
off?
That's how you stop play.
Okay.
No, if the string breaks.
Oh, okay.
Then it stops play. You attach another one. You keep going until someone taps out. Traditional Inuit
Wow.
game.
Like a lot of one-eared or no-eared Inuits, it seems like this is the sort of thing that people could honestly get their ear ripped off.
Oh, God. That's why the game has been omitted from some Arctic sports competitions due to the safety concerns and squeamishness of the spectators.
Pussy spectators ruining the grand tradition of Arctic sports competitions.
I cannot see them pull on each other's ears. And then he turns and clubs a baby seal.
Right.
Bites into it with his teeth.
And goes, "This is what you caused me to do. I learned it from watching you, Dad." I learned it from watching you. The event can cause bleeding, and competitors sometimes
You don't
require
say.
stitches from the ear pull. Now, one of my favorite things about this is, so I looked up a lot of YouTube videos, and I looked up a lot of pictures, but I think the Wikipedia article has my favorite picture. You won't be able to see this at home, but it's two people. One looks a bit like John Oliver from The Daily Show. The other one looks a bit like the older brother from Weird Science, like the meathead older brother. They both look like they're in horrible pain, pulling this long rope from each other, gritting their teeth. And what I really love about it is you can see the spectators in the background. Not a very well-attended sport. Doing it for the pride of about 20 people looked like to be Canadian.
They're probably Canadian.
Inuit Olympics.
Yep, this is the ear pull of the 2008 World Eskimo Indian Olympics. Not many people here to cheer either John Oliver or older brother from Weird Science on. Very sad to be them. But a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of fun for the kids. Bring them down. They can have elephant ears from the vendors. And that brings to an end another Weird Sports!
Citizens of Podcast Town, this brings to the close another sports podcast. But before we go, Phil would like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching sports podcast, your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at stitcher.com and search sports podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet for all of our episodes and other great sports or great YouTube comedy podcast network bits, including the upcoming sports podcast branded show where Phil will play as the Detroit Lions for another season of Tecmo Super Bowl and give us a little commentary. Should be a lot of fun. You can find us on comedypodcastnetwork.com for all the back episodes and everything, or you can find us on iTunes by searching sports number 3 space podcast. That's sports number 3, all one word, space contest. And while you're there, or space sports the number 3 space podcast, and while you're there, rate and review.
Hey, guys, I saw Gaynier in the waiting room. He was really broken up.
Oh, really?
He said he really botched the interview and he felt terrible about it.
Yeah.
He did botch the interview.
Yeah,
It
it was
sucks.
He said he was really questioning himself a lot. He was looking at himself and doing a real big dig as to what he screwed up there. So, what happened?
Turn the lights off.
Lights off.
Febreze, smell the scent in your mouth. Febreze, feel the smell in your mouth. Febreze, feel the taste on your tongue. Febreze, feel the taste on your fingers. Febreze, smell the taste in your ears. Febreze, smell the scent in your fingernails. Febreze, feel the... I need Febreze. Febreze. Oh, that wasn't a fire. I just need to Febreze because it's smelly. And feel the scent in your brain. Febreze, feel the scent on your face. Febreze, feel the taste in your skin. Febreze. Hey, there's a spray going in my face that burns! Febreze! Oh, my eyeballs! Oh, they feel better. Febreze! I wonder how this feels in my tongue. Ah, it burns again! Febreze! Feel the taste in your scrotum! Febreze! I feel bad about the crass comment I made earlier! Febreze! Taste the ears in your mouth! Febreze! Taste the feeling in your soul! Febreze! Don't spray it in your eyes or you'll taste it. Febreze! Oh wait, you're supposed to spray it in the room. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Febreze tastes great in a cocktail. Febreze, it's also good on a hamburger. Febreze, it makes your hair grow back. Febreze, I was wrong about the hair thing. Febreze, hey, my eyebrows are growing. Febreze, glass tastes funny. Febreze, club soda. Febreze! Febreze! I got a job announcing for Febreze! Febreze! I'm a goblin! I sprayed it in my face, and now I turned into a jelly bean! Don't eat me! Febreze! Buy Febreze at a store! Febreze! You can buy it inside your pants! It's in your pants! Buy it in your pants! Give your penis money! Febreze! I'm about to lose my job! Febreze!
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.